talk about future orientation. Does anybody knows here what a goal means?
Yeah.
Can anybody share with us, please?
I'm sorry, I think I misheard that. You said goat or goal?
Goal. A goal. Sorry,
Oh, okay.
Max, a goal.
No, it's I would say a goal is like a desired activity or yeah, desired activity that has an end date. So like you have like you need to achieve something by a certain time.
Very good, Pablo. Yeah, that's a goal. We're going to be talking more in deep about what a goal is. But right now, I'm going to define for you guys what future orientation is. Future orientation means setting goals for the future, understanding how today action impacted those goals, and frequently checking progress towards those goals. It is important that I set a long-term goal that are smart. Have anybody heard about SMART goals? Anyone?
SMART goals?
Mm-hmm. What it means?
Just like connecting the dots.
Well, I'll give you a clue. If I would tell you SWAT, would you think that I'm about to swat a fly? You do notice that these letters are all in capital. So each letter would actually...
An abbreviation for something.
That is correct. Ding, ding.
Correct,
and Pablo, I think you mentioned one of them. What was one of them that you kind of mentioned that might match one of those letters? You mentioned something about the goal. It must have what?
Time management.
There we go. Time, right? It has to have a specific time, right?
So that'd be for T, I guess.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
What else did you say in your sentences that you think might match? A word may match there. If anybody remembers, or Pablo, if you remember what you mentioned earlier, that might match one of those letters.
Achievement.
Achievable, right? Or attainable, right? A lot of that can all be flip-flop depending where you look at, right? Anybody else want to chime in?
How about the letter S? You guys know what do you think it stands for?
Smart.
Specific.
No, that can be kind of redundant. Smart. No, we'll try again. I mean, I think you kind of hinted into that, Pablo, yourself.
Okay, sophisticated.
No, in the sentence itself that you stated earlier, what was one of the things you kind of said? You kind of hinted at the word, but it starts with...
No, skills?
No.
Schedule?
No, that would be time, right?
Okay, something that I said. Smart.
Think about it. For you to achieve that goal needs to be what? Like you need to really be
timings.
Scenario.
Timing is we mentioned the T. We're looking for the S.
Simple.
Sustainable.
Specific.
Sustainable.
There we go. Algie, go ahead.
Yeah. Specific.
That is ding ding. Yeah, it must be specific. If I have no clue exactly what my goal is, saying that I want to be an astronaut could be sometimes not obtainable, but is it and exactly how am I going to do this? And is it relevant? Is the other one relevant? Is it realistic for me, right? Relevant. And I must be able to measure it. If I'm not able to measure this, how do I know that I achieved this?
Can M also be like manageable?
Manageable.
Close to being attainable is what or relevant is where manageable comes into play. So I'll kind of say the four real quick. I think it comes up in a second, but it's specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound. So
So we're going to be talking more about those goals after this activity. So Diego is going to present you this activity. And I unfortunately have to step out. He's going to continue with the activity, and I'll see you guys tomorrow at 9 o'clock. All right?
Okay.
Ready?
Have a good day, guys.
Have a good day.
Have a good day.
Bye.
Have a good day.
Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, this is a little bit different. Obviously, we're not in room. I think I mentioned it earlier or yesterday. Obviously, with the time constraint we had, some of these all of them, all these presentations were not updated. So the activities that you see here, I'm going to change it slightly. So the only thing that is different is that instead of saying that you're in the front of the room, that means if it's always, you're going to put a thumbs up. This is going to be not in with the application. I must be able to see the thumbs up. If it's never, you thumbs down. And if it is sometimes, we're going to put it sideways. Questions, doubts?
How do you do that though?
And you no. Physically with your hand and on the screen. And
Oh, okay. My
see,
bad.
yeah, there's no. Not a problem, bro. Not a problem. So I got you guys up on my screen. You'll be able to see each other. You should be able to see each other if you just flip-flop right now or kind of put side by side the two applications, however you decide real quick. But I'm going to read these out to you. And then basically all I need is you putting. Sorry, excuse me. A thumbs up like this. If it's always, thumbs down. If it is never, and then just sideways like this. It is sometimes. Questions, doubts? All right. I have a goal. I have a goal for my future. I have a goal for my future. Okay, I think I got a thumbs up for everybody. True statement. Is there anybody that doesn't have a goal for their future? At least an idea of what their goal is. Next question. When I am in a difficult situation, I think about how it will affect my future. Is that a true statement? When I am in a difficult situation, I think about how it will affect my future. Good, good, good. Like it, I like it. All right. I am focused on the present. I am focused on the present. I make plans for how I will reach my goals. I think about how the things I am doing today will help me reach my goals. Awesome. Well, thank you obviously all for sharing. Obviously, all of these statements relate to the topic itself to session, which is future orientation. As you just stated earlier, future orientation means that you set goals for the future, understand how your actions today impact those goals, and how frequently you check your progress towards your goals. So it's not so much just, hey, I gotta go, yeah, it looks beautiful, great on the paper, but then, you know, those goals, as I stated before, you're gonna be judged by those goals when you have a job and in your regular life. And if and when that date because SMART goals have a time. If we haven't actually checked frequently the progress, then unfortunately we're gonna check at the wrong time, and it's usually the due date. That's the worst time to check up on any of our goals. Questions or doubts on the always, never, apart? So as we said earlier, specific. It must be specific. If you don't have any idea what it is, then unfortunately, then it's just not going to help you. It must be measurable, because if you do not measure how or what it is that you're doing, then there's no way that you know that you're actually doing it. Next is obtainable, and you must be able to do it. You can't go and build a sports car, as one of my students asked to do during their goals, if you don't have the money to do it. It's a beautiful goal, but unfortunately it's not attainable or relevant to also the course that we were doing. So we might make sure that when we are asked to make our SMART goals, they are attainable, relevant, and lastly, we said it was time bound. For instance, if I say specific, if I just say that I'm going to be successful, that doesn't say anything. Okay, yeah, you're going to be successful, but you want to make sure you're specific in what. I will be network support specialist within 18 months of starting my new job. That exactly says specifically how you're going to be successful in your job. That makes sense. Any questions, doubts? I only see 13 on my thing. Is anybody having troubles getting onto the Nearpod session? Okay. I lost Luisa. Pablo, can you help me out? And if you could read out the chats for me when people are sending out chats. I had Luisa helping me out earlier today, but if in the afternoon session, if you see any chats of people asking questions, feel free to interrupt me and let me know what that chat is stating. If you don't.
Will do. No problem, Diego.
Oh, Felicia? Okay, no, I was telling Pablo.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay,
All right.
Luisa left, so I was just asking Pablo to help me out. Not a
Excellent. Thank you, Pablo.
here, Felicia, sorry. All right, so Pablo, if you could just help me out whenever you see chats. I see there's like about 8 chats there. I'll look at it real quick. But in case if there is something that someone needs my help or something, if you could let me know. I don't need to know the details. It's just in case if there is something that's posed towards me, if you could let me know, okay?
Yeah, I got you.
Thank you. All right. So, SMART goals. Those are something that we're going to be looking at. Things I can do today, problems I might face, and how I will overcome these problems, and when I will check my progress. So we're going to be splitting up to your groups. So the group leaders is going to let me know in a minute who they are. And we're going to split back into your groups because we're going to be doing that together. Everybody obviously has their own goal. I'm not saying this time it has to be exactly the same. The point of this exercise is obviously to be able to set up your goals. Please set up your goals oriented to the actual course or education and or career path that we're going, so that this exercise can be beneficial for all of us, and you, including yourselves, and at the same time so that we can be able to align it correctly to the 5 criteria within SMART goals. That way we can frequently visit these goals that we're setting for ourselves now, and make sure that personally, obviously, this is something that you're going to be doing for yourselves. I may obviously ask you in your weekly reviews. I'm sorry, give me 1 second. Sorry. I do apologize. So yes, any questions, doubts so far? Thank you. So, there we go. Question 1, in reference to your goals itself. How do you know this goal is SMART? So you need to be able to consider all 5 factors. This is something that we're going to be doing when, I believe it's already attached to, let me double check. Give me 1 second. It should already be in the Google Classroom, this activity.
Oh,
Hey guys, how you doing?
hello.
Hey. Just want to make sure everybody's okay. You're able to get issues. You're able to find the document. Any questions on the goal itself or issues downloading the document? No? Okay, cool. I'll see you guys in about less than 5 minutes.
Okay.
Okay? Bye.
Professor Diego.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, I have a question.
Mhm.
Actually, if you take us to like my group.
Group number 1?
2. Number 2.
1, 2, 2, 2. All right.
Yeah. They're gonna be happy I came back.
No, it should allow you to go into the room. It doesn't let you to go back.
Let me see. Join break room. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
going now. Okay. Yeah,
Oh,
it doesn't let me to put you back in.
I
Hey,
brought the professor with me.
hey, how you
Oh,
guys doing?
hey, Diego.
How you doing? I was about to
Welcome.
come in here now. I was in actually breakout room 3 first, and I just got here. So yeah, any questions and concerns in reference to the form itself and how? And
So are the goals for like us individually, or is it like as
correct.
a
Each
group?
one's gonna be different. Correct. Each one will be.
Okay.
And then we have to like present it, or do we have to discuss with each other, or do we have to like, what do we have to do with it?
You want to review with each other, make sure that it is a smart goal. So we'll probably, when we come back, maybe from each one, maybe each group will probably present one of your goals, so that we can make sure that we know it's specific, that is measurable, that is attainable, that is relative, obviously, to the course and your education or career itself, and that is time bound. So it must be meeting those criterias. And then in the form itself is asking you to put your goal on the top. That will be the full sentence stating all of that criteria. So you have the S, the M, the A, the R, and the T. So it should meet that sentence or 2 sentences, however you want to state it, should contain all of this criteria. Does that make sense? And then in the middle is things I can do today to meet this goal. In the middle is of those 3 boxes is problems that you may face to meet that goal. And then on the right side is how will you overcome problems that you might face. And at the bottom lately is obviously when I will check my progress. So how frequently will you do it? Weekly, daily, monthly, quarterly, however it is you think. So if it's 6 years, maybe you want to do it quarterly or monthly. You decide in what, obviously, what it is that you're going to look as your frequency. We don't want to.
And I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
The goal is just like anything for us. It doesn't have to be related to exactly the class or anything. Just as long as it can be smart.
The goal is towards the actual class, your education, maybe bachelor's or your career path. Try to stay in that topic itself, somewhere inside that. Maybe just this class itself, maybe certification, something like that that pertains to the IT field kind of goal. Or anything else.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah. Yes.
So you guys can get started on that. We have about 9 minutes left before we reunite with everybody else. Obviously, after class, if we haven't finished the other classwork, the 5 of you are going to get together. Make sure you do the other one, plus help each other with the actual specific goals you guys are trying to make. And,
yes.
Cool. Any other questions or concerns before I go to the other room?
No.
I think we're all set.
Cool. All right. See you guys soon.
Thanks.
Thank you.
How you doing?
Oh, yeah. Hey, Diego.
Did I come in here already? No, I didn't come in here, did I?
Nope.
All right.
Welcome.
All right, cool. So, any questions or concerns on how to fill out this form?
Yes. Quick question. Sorry, go ahead, Julie.
For my goal, does it have to be like right now or like far in the future?
The goal is mainly the topic should be a goal that has to do with either your IT career path, be that it's 1, 5 years, 10 years, 6 months. It could be getting certified, passing this class, but it should pertain a goal in related to either education in the IT field or your career path or passing, getting certified A+, whichever topic you like in reference to IT.
What is the certification for the bachelor's degree?
No, I'm just saying your goal can be related to that. However it is, as long as it's IT related, being your career path, your education in IT, getting certified in A+, your goal should be related to the subject of this course itself, is what I'm trying to say. The goal you're about to set for yourself. Instead of, my example was, I had a student class that his goal was that he was going to build a sports car by the end of the class. Has nothing to do with this course. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So just anything you like. It could be just getting certified by A+, passing this course, completing this course. Whatever it is you like, as long as it's specific, that it's measurable. In other words, passing the class by an A or passing by an average B or average C, whatever it is, so you know exactly where your goal is, so that if you surpass it or are below it, you know exactly where you are. It has to be obtainable, as we stated. It has to be time bound. So we need to know, is it obviously by the end of this course in July? When is it that you expect to obviously complete it? Whatever it is, the goal that you're trying to do. So the first sentence on the top of the form would be related to the statement itself. So we want to make sure that the statement can be a couple of sentences or one sentence, however you want to say it. But as long as it's specific, that is measurable, obtainable, relative, and time bound. It can take you 1 or 2 sentences, whatever it is that you want. That sentence will be there. On the left side, you have the square saying, forgot what the square said. The square says things I can do today. So what is it today that I can do that can help me achieve my goal? So what, study hard daily, do 3 hours. If my goal was to pass the certification, maybe my idea would be something like that, you know, study daily, maybe 3-4 hours, complete all the homework. Problems I may face, not understand the subject, right? That might be a problem, or able to complete all of the homework or studying on time. And so next one will be, how will I overcome these problems? So you prepare for the worst, and now you gotta come up with ideas of what can I do to actually surpass those problems. Be prepared. When we set our goals, we want to make sure what our risks are or what problems we may face, so that we can be able to have a plan in place to hopefully surpass or hopefully meet our goals. And lastly, on the bottom, we have when I will check my progress. So if you plan to complete something within a year, whatever that goal is, you're not going to check every 6 or 7 months. You're going to check most likely every month or every 2 weeks. I would strongly recommend, obviously. And now your goals, if it's every maybe from here to 5 years doing something, then maybe it might be monthly or something like that. Make sure that everything's in line, that you're or bi-weekly, that you are still in course, making sure that you meet these goals. So that doesn't, when it's completely off track, is not when you're trying to put this train back on, because when it's completely off track, it will be very difficult at the end to actually complete something, and more costly, obviously, time and effort. Questions, doubts? No. All right. So I'll see you guys in about maybe 4 or 5 minutes less, actually, at 2 o'clock. And then um, I'll see you in the actual classroom. Thank you. Any other questions? No?
Nope, we're good, Diego. Thank you.
Right.
You answered a lot of our questions.
All right, cool. I'm sorry, did somebody have
that's
me?
good.
I heard something when I was hitting the button. Did somebody have a question?
Yeah. No. I have shared my screen, and you can check if you like, and we can edit if you want to.
That you're gonna do as a group with each other. That's
Yeah.
as you would do with each other. Okay.
It is just a suggestion.
Yeah,
Just
no,
a suggestion.
not a problem. I'll also, if you like, we could use this in the class room now as to review it and try to obviously edit if necessary. Okay.
Okay.
No problem.
All right, everybody